or he'll tell me why it can work. The thing that I appreciate so much about Tony is that instead of telling me that I can't do something, he tells me, well, let's see what we can do. And that is a lot different from what people hear about local government all the time. One change you'll notice is our new Chief of Police, Sean Davis, and I had the pleasure of swearing him in this year, and that was one of my greatest honors. Sean, where are you? This November marked the 10th anniversary of one of Oregon City's most trying times, the loss of Officer Robert Lipke in the line of duty. After Rob's killing, his wife Wendy shared that she was worried that Rob's loss and sacrifice would be forgotten. Chief Davis oversaw the tribute to Officer Lipke with the entire department and Rob's family in front of the public safety building that bears his name. The budget runs from June 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2025. As always, it was crafted to maintain existing services, meet new needs or mandated requirements, and enhance core services provided for the City of Oregon City citizens. The Commission was able to prioritize additional new staffing to create a caseworker to assist with our homeless efforts, another code enforcement officer to expand our code enforcement of people's lives. And what we do for the community does have a great effect. I try to think about that every time I walk out the door, because some of the things we do are positively wonderful for people, and sometimes they tell us, no, it isn't. So I try to think about that as I approach each and every one of our commission reports, the projects that we do, and when the citizens call me and ask me questions about things that many times, with the end result being a safe, inclusive community and organization. Anyone who has focused on DEI efforts know that it isn't a goal that can ever be marked as done, but the dedication of continual renewal of processes and systems to ensure that everyone and anyone can feel that they are effective and included in part of Oregon City. It's all about the sense of belonging. Another top priority is to invest in the current and future capital needs, safe, sustainable infrastructure and city services. And when I say infrastructure, I'm talking about things like, people always think about roads and water pipes, but it also includes our digital infrastructure. And many of you are aware that we were the subject of a ransomware attack, and while access to our system was gained, thanks to the policies and processes that we had put in place much earlier, we were able to limit the attack, and basically no data was extracted. And again, that's because we spent the money up front and took the time to take care of it. Due to those investments in our system, the city was able to completely restore everything and from existing backups, and we did not have to pay any ransom, unlike some other jurisdictions that I'm sure you read about in the paper. So we were able to restore our system. We were not going to pay. They did ask for Bitcoin, and we all know what happened to that. I love that little slide that you did there. There's also plenty to focus on our physical infrastructure as well, and the realities of our historic community as a legacy of infrastructure that is coming to, actually, in my opinion, it's past due its design life. Last year, the city was approved to finance up to $33 million of improvements from the Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, or if you hear us say WIFIA, that's what we mean. The project will focus on cybersecurity projects for remote water control and data acquisition systems, pipe rehabilitation, projects for the replacement of undersized and aging infrastructures, and increasing capacity along Molalla Avenue Boulevard to the new Henry C. Water Reservoir. The WIFIA funding will provide multiple years of water service infrastructure projects for the City of Oregon City that will provide decades of new pipe and capacity. One thing that's not probably on here is that we recently entered to an agreement with WES to do an I&I project. So if you hear me talking about inflow and infrastructure, some of the projects have already been completed, and it has been a marvelous project at no cost to the community members, where they had sewer that was going into the storm system. So that's another great project. So one of my favorite topics, along with Commissioner Morrow and Mayor Roy from West Lynn, is the I-205 tolling project. Continues to be the subject on our minds. My fellow commissioners and I have been at the forefront in sharing our concerns to our community and demanding better solutions that won't harm Oregon City with the governor, ODOT, and elected representatives. Thank you, Representative Hartman, who has served as a strong voice among her peers. She helped amplify our voices, and her support is one of the reasons the plan has been put on hold. but I caution you, don't celebrate just yet. There was an article in the Lake Oswego Tidings today about maybe tolling might come back. So when you hear me say it's over, we'll have the party. The city has recently entered into an agreement with ODOT, a different version of a part of ODOT, to work on the quiet zone. So I know you've heard us talk about this for many years. It's finally going to be happening. It's one of the safety measures at 11th and 10th Street at the crossings. The project is partially funded through a $2 million federal appropriation that Congressman Schrader got for us, and the process is expected to take probably 2.5 years to complete. It will basically mean that when the train goes through those crossings, you will not hear so the train people, I'm sorry, but we're looking at trying to redevelop upper story development in downtown, and you can't live next to that. So we're hoping that that's going to be one of those projects that will be monitored, and we will be determining what the next steps are. We're getting closer to finalizing the agreement with them because we've got new updated cost estimates. And you can imagine, of course, it's costs more than it did when we got the $2 million. With the support of the commission, the staff has been working with the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation for funding, design, and construction of the Cayuse 5 Memorial. It's a place to recognize the history of the 5 Cayuse men who were hung in Oregon City despite asserting their innocence. I would like to thank the Confederated Tribe of the Umatilla Reservation Board of Trustees for their patience, guidance, and perseverance through this process, and their staff has brought their expertise and knowledge to this project. We just approved the agreement Wednesday night for the construction. I also would be remiss if I didn't thank my friends at the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde for their willingness to work with the city and the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation on the siting of their memorial, and its assistance they provided from the Cultural Resources Office to help us understand the importance of the place. The memorial will be located along the McLaughlin Promenade, and the construction is expected to begin probably summer, fall. I think Tony's nodding, yes. And we will we'll be able to have a place to remember, honor, and learn about the complex history that makes Oregon City what it is today. You're probably wondering about economic development, which is what most business folks are concerned about, but our economic development team has been incredibly busy creating innovative programs to help Oregon City business community. They do more than just attract new businesses to Oregon City, though they do that well. The Talent Ready program works with Oregon City residents to eliminate barriers, preventing them from finding employment they seek. More than just a job development, it also helps connect residents with services for child care, mental health, addiction treatment, and all of the other things that go with just having a job, things that probably many of us haven't thought about for years. The benefits to our residents and businesses also makes the community more attractive to new businesses to relocate. Some of you may have heard about our BizPod program. It's another innovative idea that brought together a group of talented entrepreneurs trying to turn Oregon City-based startups into thriving businesses. It's a select cohort that has had to meet several criteria. Those who are selected received in-depth mentoring from experts in the business area, grant funding at the end to help them develop their startup, and the first cohort completed its course last year, and the second cohort had their first class last week. There are many positive projects and investments occurring in Oregon City that will provide benefits to the community for years to come. While maintaining existing services and programs the community relies on and expects. I'm excited for the upcoming opportunities focusing on implementation of the commission goals, responding to community needs, and providing excellent day-to-day service and operations for the city. I am very proud and honored to be able to work with my 4 fellow commissioners and the city staff as I look ahead to 2024 and beyond. I would like to thank you for your attention and having me come and speak again for the 2nd year in a row. I appreciate this, and I'm very honored to be here, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you. No questions, so I get to escape till the panel. What? Oh, you want to know about my foot? Talk to me after. It's a great story. Not to be published in the pamphlet media, however. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Mayor McGriff. All right. Now is a great time for you guys to take a brief break, refill your coffee or your
Do you want us to
beverage.
move over there?
We are going to be setting up our panel discussion, so by all means, go get and split the bucks, get a cookie, or get a coffee.
Who's doing the split the bucks?
Chambers.
I know, but where's the person? Are they at the front table?
Right up front.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can scoot on over there. When I was delivering Wheels on Meals on Monday,
Can you hear me?
one of the people had a driveway, and Alex, the staff person, said, "Don't take your hand off."
All right, folks, please get back to your seats. We're about to get rolling on our panel discussion.
All right, folks, we're going to get back to our seats so we can start our panel discussion.
Attention Kmart shoppers. Anybody remember the blue light specials?
Yes.
I always thought those were corny.
Yep.
All right, so to begin our panel discussion, I'm going to ask you guys a little bit about last year. So starting with Mayor Denise, could you please tell us the 3 most significant accomplishments of 2023?
Thank you, Jonathan. I would have to say that we had many, but if I had to narrow it down, I would have to say, number 1, getting through the budget process. Number 2, getting the WIFIA loan. Our finance department and public works department worked really hard on that. And I would have to say number 3 is hiring the assistant city manager, which is also part of the budget process. And those 3 things have been very significant. So if I put Alex into the budget process, the 3rd thing I would say would be completing our first DEI community process. And in 2024, we'll be starting on the 2nd round, and I'm very, very excited about that.
Dr. Cook, same question.
Thank you, and I'll just say thank you so much to the Chamber for inviting the college to participate in this. It's really an honor to be here. I cheated a little bit. I think I have a couple more than 3, but I put them into 2 categories, programs and partnerships. And with programs, we're really proud this past year that we graduated our first class of early childhood education program entirely in Spanish. To our knowledge, that's the first in the country that offers that. And we've actually now have cohorts from New York, Colorado, and New Mexico that are participating in that program. And it's led to this quarter, actually, our first welding class that's offered entirely in Spanish. And we're looking to expand those as well. And the second partnership is around our renewable energy program. If you don't know, we've had a renewable energy program for a long time. We got a Department of Labor grant from the feds to develop short-term 6-month certificates around renewable energy. And then some apprenticeship programs around that. And then I was invited to the White House actually last month to talk about that program, which was quite an honor for me and for the college. It's a pretty exciting program. We think it's going to be a real game changer when we look at the energy needs for our community. Partnerships, I hope you all know and maybe have even been to the Clackamas Volunteers in Medicine free clinic that is now open on our campus. That is a community clinic. It's not a college clinic. We are housing them. And it's a beautiful space. It's entirely free. So if you need resources or you know someone that does, please send them there. That's a great resource for, I think, our community. I hope you're also aware that the Oregon City Farmers Market is now on our campus, actually right next to where that Clackamas Volunteers in Medicine Clinic is. They've had their winter market every other Saturday. It's been hugely popular, really great space to come and check that out. And then lastly, and this isn't internal, we've had daycare, childcare on campus for years with YMCA and Head Start, but we found that many of our students didn't need or couldn't afford half day or full day. And so through our partnership with the YMCA, we're now offering entirely free drop-in childcare for an hour, 2, 3 hours while students are in class or getting advising, which has been a really game changer for our students as well.
Spitzer, same question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming this evening. It's great to have so many people here supporting our students and our community. So thank you for your time. So last year, whenever we talk about 2023, I'm always like, is that 2022, 2023? In education, we run on weird time. So in the year 2023, I would say one of the most significant accomplishments is we created our strategic plan. It's a first that we've had for about 7 years. It's a very robust plan. It included voices of over 1,700 people in our community, parents, students, staff, etc. And we were able to focus in on 5 major areas that were important for the next 4 years in our district. Instructional excellence, career and college, belonging and wellness, specifically focusing on making sure we focus on educational equity for each and every student, community engagement, and safety and security. So it's really been a North Star for us in terms of directing our efforts and our fiscal resources and our time, and it's been really helpful as we went into this fall and as we're moving forward into next year. The most significant accomplishment always in the K-12 system is our kids. Our students are back, we're starting to have more families re-engage with our school, which is great. Things that we maybe missed in the past, such as performances, theater performances, band, or sporting events, welcoming volunteers back in our schools and having our community network again. All that's back and moving. It actually, at the end of the year, we were like, this feels like a really normal year. So we enjoyed starting off the fall this year as well, just humming with a regular way that the school moves. And then I would say the third one, again, also with community partnerships, we've spent a lot of time in the last year trying to improve our communications. When I came in to the school district last year, I don't know if everybody knew what a great gem we had in the Oregon City School District. And so we have redone our website. We're trying to do more outreach, connecting the great stories that are occurring on a daily basis, and helping to really improve the pride in our community about the amazing things that are going on in our district.
Dr. Cook. Dr. Cook, I'd like to start you off with this question. What are 3 challenges we are facing in 2024?
Yeah, so looking ahead, I'm going to have to explain this first one a little bit because it's going to sound great, but I need to give you some context. So we educate about 20,000 students a year. Our head count comes through the college, and actually we were pleasantly surprised to learn this last year. We're now the 2nd largest community college in the state out of all 17. So PCC is larger than us. I don't think we're going to catch them, but I don't mind trying. We have quite a few students. Our enrollment's increased in double digits for the last 4 consecutive quarters, and so we're really excited to see all that. Here's why it's a challenge. 85% of those 20,000 are part-time students. And that's a problem for a few reasons. For students, it's a problem because the longer that you're in school, the less likely you are to complete. Life happens, things catch up, and it's really, really difficult. So we try to encourage our students where they can to go 3/4 time or full time if they can. Many of them don't choose to be part-time. They're part-time because their parents, our average age is 32. So they're working, they're raising kids, they're trying to go to school and trying to manage all this. So it's a challenge for our students. It's a challenge for us because we get funded on a university model, which most universities, their students are full-time, and so they get funded on a full-time equivalent basis. We get funded on a full-time equivalent basis as well. And of course, when somebody comes in, we don't say, oh, you're only a half-time student, so we're only going to give you half the services. We serve everybody. And so we have diminished resources to do that with this. And so that it's a challenge with advocating for additional funding for that, and really primarily helping state folks and others understand the difference between community colleges and four-year universities. The other big challenge, and I say this publicly a lot, so you may have heard me say this if you've heard me speak before, 43% of our students in a survey said that they were food insecure in the last 6 months, meaning they didn't, they're missing a meal or didn't know how they're going to pay for food. So we have food pantries in all 3 of our campuses, and those are very active. More concerning to me is almost 40% said they were housing insecure at some point in the last year, whether they were couch surfing, whether they missed a rent payment, whether they were houseless entirely. So, our students have a number of challenges. We work really hard to keep tuition low and have scholarships, but really the challenges now for students are just survival. And how do we find ways for them to pay their electric bill or have food and the rest so that they can go to school. It's kind of basic needs, really important pieces. So that's why while increased enrollment, we're very excited, very proud that we've got so many people that feel good about coming to college. It's a challenge. So the second one is really about that declining and reduced funding and resources. And then if you haven't heard, you soon will hear, soon, I hope anyway, we're going out for a bond renewal in November. And we had a 2014 bond, and if you've been on any of our campuses, thank you for your support for that bond. Really transformed our campuses, and we've really got some state-of-the-art facilities, but there's really a number of things that we're trying to accomplish in the next 10 to 20 years. And so we're looking at a November 2024 bond, and in this day and age, that's just a challenge in general to try to help people understand how important that is. I think the good news for us is it is a renewal bond, so we're not raising the tax rate of what it is, which for us is 25 cents per thousand. So it's fairly low comparatively, but it's still a challenge as we look at 2024.
Either your choice.
Oh, I get to choose.
You get to choose. Who should go next?
Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Cook. Tim. I would have to say challenges that we are facing, at least, well, there's more than three, but let me just try to hone those down. So number one, I would say infrastructure improvements are needed to support our current and future community needs. And when I talk about infrastructure, I'm not just talking about sewer, water, roads, and storm drainage. Our biggest infrastructure need right now is the backlog of maintenance on our parks. We do not have adequate parks funding, and parks in Oregon City are one of the things that people tell us that they like the most. So there's going to be some hard questions coming up for the commission in the future on how we fund that backlog, how we make it sustainable for the Parks Department to do what they're doing. For the whole time that I've lived in Oregon City, they have been doing less with less and less and less, and that's not right. I would have to say another thing that Dr. Cook emphasized is housing. Without the infrastructure improvements that we were hoping to get funding for from the legislature, we can't put in more housing because we can't get the services to the places that need it. Affordable housing, affordable rentals is a dire need in our community. And I don't know exactly how we're going to tackle this, but people who have rentals are turning them into short-term rentals, which do not help neighborhoods. They might provide additional income. This is my own personal opinion, but they diminish our housing stock and they diminish the available rentals that we have. Another thing is getting enough quality staff to help with managing the city's needs. And I specifically focus on the police department. I don't know if many of you know how long it takes. So we've been hiring like crazy. We got some great people, but from the time they walk in the door till the time they complete their training and then they have their mentorships and then they're on the road by themselves, there is a long lag time. So even though we said, oh, we only have 7 positions available, well, we have all these people in training and they're not out on the road or taking care of things. So our police department, and then just regular staffing. You know, everybody's poaching from everybody. And I'll have to tell you just a little story about our assistant city manager. So I belong to a group called the Oregon Mayors Association, and we have a listserv, and the mayor of Scappoose sent a little email to all of us, to all 241 of us, and said, I'm looking for an interim city manager. And I went, oh, okay, I'm not going to answer that email. So I just put it away. I told Alex this, and I said, I'll have to thank him when I see him at the next mayor's conference, but I didn't answer his email. Other people had suggestions, and I thought that would be inappropriate for me. So those are some of the challenges that we're facing, and I'll pass this off to Dr. Spitzer.
Excellent, thank you. In our K-12 system, I would say our first challenge that we're facing is just making sure that we can meet our student needs. In some regards, our pandemic experience is an interesting social experience about what happens when you miss first grade or 5th grade or 9th grade. So we're seeing different challenges academically, behaviorally, socially, mental health needs at different levels, and being able to target the resources as well as think creatively about how to meet some of those needs are a unique challenge that we haven't faced before. I would say the other one we're really excited about is the college and career focus on our strategic plan. Is just an area we're really excited about, just trying to get the flywheel moving on that one. We know as we talk to students that the perpetual "why are we learning this" is definitely something that continues to be evident in schools, but I think with the onset of having social media and basically a computer in your pocket, anything you're learning in class, you can also Google real quick on your phone. So why should you learn this? Because it's applicable to what you might want to do as a future career. It might be interesting to you and something you want to study at college. So we're really trying to make those connections and specific efforts to connect our students with a purpose. And then finally, the other thing we're looking forward to this year, 2024, is in Oregon City we have 6 elementary schools that are full of little friends. And they are between 76 and 49 years old. So our newest one is 49 years old. And if you went to elementary school here in Oregon City and you walked into the school, I bet it looks exactly the same. Our teachers and students are asking for basic things like heating that works every day. They'd love to have air conditioning. There's no air conditioning in any of our buildings. They want water faucets that work all the time, toilets that flush, roofs that don't leak. So we are really looking at going out for a bond either this fall or maybe May. We're starting polling, so if you get a call, please pick up the phone. But we really want to take the phase 3 of our bond work. We did high school many moons ago, middle school in the last 4 years, and now we're looking to hopefully address some of the concerns at elementary school and create some exceptional learning spaces for our students. So we're hoping that that goes well, and we ask for your support.
Fantastic, and I'm going to throw Dr. Cook directly under the bus since he chose Denise and say, Dr. Spitzer, this next one's for you. You get to go twice.
I get to go twice. Okay, you're going to listen to me twice.
So, could you please tell us about a project or a program you are looking forward to in 2024?
Okay, I would say our college and career work is very, very exciting to us. We just passed the bond, or our school board just passed an opportunity for our students to get credit in high school for internships. So we're just starting to make those connections. We've had more college and career opportunities thanks to many of you who've come for job talks. You have shown up to talk with individual students. You're welcoming students into your business and place of work to shadow you. We are just really excited about it, and the kids are getting really excited about it. Last Friday, there was a great celebration at Gardner. We had over 40 people from the community come and talk about their careers, and it's very impactful when you hear kids later say, "Did you hear about this job or that job, and I didn't know about that, and that might be something that I'm interested in." And I really appreciate many of the companies and organizations who attended to representation. We have some students who maybe haven't seen someone who looks like them with a college degree, with a job related to something that they are interested in. So we really appreciate everyone coming out and especially attending to that representation.
Dr. Cook, same question.
Okay. So related to our bond renewal, one of the cornerstone projects in there is pretty exciting to think about in 2024. So let me paint you a picture of the vision of what we're trying to create. So we have the opportunity to create what we're calling a horticulture/farming center of excellence for the county. If you don't know this, Clackamas County has the largest number of family farms anywhere in the state, and many of those have been passed down generationally to children, kids that may have other jobs and maybe don't necessarily have the time to fully run a farm. And farming, like many industries, has changed. It's very high tech now. and there's a lot of manufacturing that goes on in a number of different pieces. And so we have an opportunity to create a center, a building. And the vision is, if you're driving down Beaver Creek Road, and those of you who drive down Beaver Creek Road see all of the apartments being built, you see the development going on there, and it's just expanding. It's traditionally been, that entrance has been what we've called our kind of our back door to our campus. But we're really rethinking that, and right there as you drive by, creating a rather large building that can showcase some of the state-of-the-art programs around farming, horticulture, forestry, and so on. And then what's really exciting about this project is about a little over a year ago, Oregon State Extension Service over on the Red Soils campus approached us and said, we would really like to move onto your campus and partner with you. And we said, well, what do you think about going in together on a building and really creating this center? And so, they have a Master Gardener program. They've been talking to us about demonstration gardens, greenhouses. They've got a forestry program that, they want to bring on there and talk about cross-laminated timber. So there's this opportunity to bring in not just OSU with Clackamas Community College, but also many of our nursery business partners that we work with, and create this center where people in Clackamas County, but really all over the state, can come and learn what, state-of-the-art farming techniques. So it's a pretty exciting opportunity if this bond passes in November that will really allow us, I think, to be to have that state-of-the-art center.
Aren't they having tree school at the college this Saturday?
They're having tree school this Saturday. We have a long partnership with, that's an OSU extension program. So we already do quite a bit of work with them. So it's a natural partnership. And so actually having them come onto our campus made a lot of sense for both of our organizations. Yeah, so if you're at the tree school, there's, I think, several hundred people that'll be there this weekend.
Yep. Thank you so much. Well, we have a lot of amazing programs that, particularly the community-based ones that I really like. I'm looking forward to the Neighbors Night Out so I can participate in the bike rodeo with my fellow commissioners. And I'll challenge anybody else who's an elected official to come and ride with me. I will have to say Concerts in the Park is another favorite of mine. And we will be working on an Oregon City 4th of July celebration. It won't be the fireworks, but it'll be something even better with a laser light show, and staff is working hard on that. I'm looking forward to us reconvening our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion community group, and what I call DEI 2.0, and you'll be hearing more about that.
Dr. Cook, this one's for you. How do you see your organization collaborating with the others here at this table on mutual challenges and goals this year?
In so many ways. Community is literally our middle name at Clackamas Community College. I say that probably every speech I ever give, and we really mean it. And so when I was listening to the mayor talk about diversity, equity, inclusion being a primary goal, there's a lot that we're doing in that space. 33% of our students are people of color. And that, when I look at the numbers at the K through 12 at the Oregon City School District, those are growing. So, we continue to look at belonging and where we can connect. We offer programs around Indigenous Peoples Day with the Grand Ronde Tribe, and we do a Summer Connections that's really about honoring our Black community and our LGBTQIA community that we'll be offering in June, and a number of programs like that we do around DEI. And that gives us opportunities to partner with the city, which we do intentionally. And then additionally, we do a lot with the high school. We're lucky we have geographical proximity, but that's nice, but you still have to intentionally think about how do we connect. So Dr. Spitzer and I talk all the time about how do we create pathways so 8th graders can really see what a potential career is and what opportunities are, and they can start really being exposed to those as early as we can. 22% of all of our students at the college are high school students in the county. And so that those dual credit programs are a big part of what we do. And, because of dual credit, that's a real benefit to families. Last year we saved in the county, I didn't bring Oregon City specific data, but in the county we saved $3.5 million in tuition for families that were able to do that. And they got, college credit, so they're way ahead of the game. So, just thinking about these entities and others, when we say community, we're genuinely thinking, okay, how can we have what I call authentic partnerships? You know, that Volunteers in Medicine Clinic, OC Farmers Market, and the rest. We don't just say, oh, come and be a roommate. We say, come and really help us, you know, envision the future, help us work together and really think about how we can make our community better for everyone.
Fantastic. I won't make you choose this time. Over to Dr. Spitzer, please.
Thanks for letting me off the hook.
Well, I think you should always pick the mayor, but.
He's passing the buck.
Yeah.
That's different from split the buck. So.
Very true.
I want to say ditto, because I just really appreciate the work that we are doing in collaboration with the college, and we're looking forward to even more collaboration. I would say we already have great partnerships, and we have appreciated the opportunity to maybe do those in some new and purposeful ways. So our partnership with the city, we've been having conversations about how we can better partner with after-school activities and some sporting events. We have support for wraparound services like our Clackamas County Women's Services in our high schools so that it can serve the needs of our community and our students specifically at the school. Oregon City Police Department's a great partner. We did a reunification drill for the first time, just really honing in on what are the needs to help our students feel safe and supported and encouraged in their education. I would also just say volunteerism. We love having people back. It is a great asset. Our students love it. Rotaries come, delivered books, Oregon City Women's Club. We have a great partnership with the library and hope to do some summer programming with them. Oregon City Together, Optimists, like we have some really good partnerships, and we just hope to enhance those even more.
I think I'm going to get the next one, right?
Oh, you are.
Okay. So you want to know how Oregon City will collaborate with others or can collaborate with others on mutual challenges and goals.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
See, when you go to school, reading counts. Everybody reads. Some of you may or may not know when I got on the commission a few years back, I suggested to Jules Walters, who was the mayor of Westland at the time, that we start having joint meetings. So we've managed to meet twice a year for the last couple of years because we have mutual interests. We share a bridge. We collaborated together on the bridge celebration in 2022. We share a water district. As you know, some of their issues with water have to do with the fact that the bridge is coming down and their water distribution system that goes under that bridge, and ODOT said, sorry, you're going to have to pay for that yourself. So we've been working hard with South Fork Water Board, our water provider, which several of us sit on that board. There are 3 Oregon City people, electeds, and 3 Westland people. We've also had discussions about homelessness and how we deal with that in each of our communities and how we can collaborate and work together on that. Some of you may or may not know, but Oregon City supports Westland's Meals on Wheels program. They do not have a functioning kitchen to be able to cook food, so the food is cooked through our facility, and then we have people who deliver. And I had the privilege on Monday of going out on my scooter, delivering meals to 4 residents, 2 in Westland and 2 in Oregon City with Mayor Bielostowski. So that was a lot of fun. And but I think in terms of collaborating other ways, I'm going to throw out this idea that you and I briefly discussed, is that I went back to the housing thing. Mm-hmm. So if there's a way for Oregon City to collaborate with Clackamas County to put some housing on the campus, and we could use the county as a partner as well, that would be awesome. So that it would be more affordable. And there are a number of community development corporations and organizations in our region that do that type of housing. That would be great. I would have to say the county in particular. I've got 3 things listed. So we've got some improvements need to be made at Highway 213, Beaver Creek Road, Redland Road. So we're going to need to partner with ODOT and the county to get that fixed. It's, as you know, Oregon City does not generate the traffic that goes through that intersection. It is a high crash intersection. We have people coming from all over the place, but mostly it's not Oregon City residents. But we're taking the lead on getting a solution to get that fixed. I would say the other thing that I'd like to see us collaborate more on, and we're going to start this group up soon, is the historic Oregon City, Clackamas County Courthouse. And I say historic, 1933, Art Deco. It does need some rehab, but I think we can collaborate on that to the benefit of our community and our county. And then probably another thing we can collaborate with the county on is they're looking at redeveloping housing in Park Place. Some of you know that Holcomb Boulevard is the only way in and out of there, and it just vexes me when I think about how much development potential that has, but it's constrained by that road. So I would say, and then with the school district, we are going to have a joint meeting with our school board and the city commission in the first part of April. And I think there are other ways that we can collaborate together of mutual benefit. I know that there's been some discussion about the fact that the high school is busting at the seams, and what we need to do is find a way to find a place for a new facility if that's what's needed, or maybe redevelop an existing facility or property that already exists. So that would be some ways that I would see us collaborating with others to make things work better in Oregon City.
Thank you.
Oh, my next two?
I'm going to give you the next question.
Oh, okay.
How can the community best support your efforts to tackle the challenges and the goals you've identified here?
Well, I would say number one is be informed. I know that we all get a jillion billion emails, but we have a great e-blast on the city's website. And if you subscribe to that as a business owner, you'll know what's going on. I have not quite figured out how to solve this problem, but we have a wonderful publication called Trail News. It only goes to people who are residential customers, and if you have a P.O. box. I am trying to figure out a way if we can afford to send it to our businesses, because it's only comes out 4 times a year, but it is something that has a load of information in it. I keep it on my coffee table so that I need to refer to something when somebody calls me and say, yeah, well, do you know that the pool has this program? You need to call the pool, and here's the phone number. So those types of resources. Stay informed, be involved. We, as jurisdictions, continually get bad raps from the business community, but I have found in Oregon City that our business community, through the chamber, through the Downtown Oregon City Association, and through other organizations, are really more cohesive than it appears. You guys are always out there. Don't hesitate to stop me and ask me something. If you see me, if I'm coming into your business, it's fine. I'll do my business and then we can chat. Reach out to our...
We really try, we really work hard to let people know. We have, over 105 different programs on campus. You heard some of my other stats that I threw out earlier, but really helping people understand. And so if you haven't had an opportunity to be on our campus, and I know I see many of you that attend events or, walk your dog or enjoy our campus, please do, and please share with others. We're actually pretty proud, and I'm always very proud to see that people feel like they own the campus, and they feel like it's theirs, and they can come in and use it how they like. There's people there all the time, and so I would, if you haven't taken a tour anytime in the last few years, here's an open invitation. I love showing it off. I'm very, very proud of our campus. If we haven't had a chance to meet, just really quickly, I'm a native of Oregon City. I'm super proud of our city. I love this city. I love our school district. I'm a product of Oregon City schools. I'm here because of a great public education I received, and I love our community college. And I want other people to really understand too all the great things happening there. And so, but I can only do so much, right? And so, if you have an opportunity to tell your family, friends, neighbors, and the rest, that would be huge. Of course, please, I hope you support our bond as you learn more about it and have that opportunity in November to vote. And I think that's mine.
Dr. Spitzer?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I need to say ditto.
Ditto, ditto, ditto.
I would agree. Just getting to know what the challenges are in our schools, being inquisitive, and hopefully learning more about the needs that we have, our facility needs. You may not know state school fund funds our education, but there are no funds for capital improvements outside of basic repair on a broken sink. So all that money has to come through bonds, and so it's a big ask, and we know it, but we also want to make sure that our students have the best facilities they can to learn and grow. I would also add just Remember the importance of investing in our children. It is a 100% return because strong schools build strong communities. Students who are invested in the communities stay and they work in your facilities. When you invite them to learn about your businesses and your careers, they're more apt to follow those avenues and perhaps stay here in this community and make it even stronger and more vibrant. People will invest if they feel like there's a place for them. And those connections are just really important. The needs are big in schools, and there's research that says if a student can rattle off 5 adults that they know them, know their name, care about them, they're much more likely to be successful in the long run. And that includes the person down the street at a local business, the neighbor next to them, somebody who just shows up at their play or comes watch their tennis match. All those things make a huge difference, and we just welcome you in our schools, at our events, and just want to encourage you to unite around our students.
Mayor McGriff,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Cook, Dr. Spitzer, on behalf of the Chamber, allow me to express our appreciation for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and keep us informed about everything going on in our community, and to thank you for all the hard work all 3 of you do.
Anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions for any of us? Yes, yes.
Back to the budget strategic planning for the district, where do the trades fall into that? You mentioned college, but not any trades.
Yeah, so we talk a lot about career and college, careers with or without college. So many careers include our traditional CTE programs. What we talk a lot about is stackables. So you might be interested in welding, which is more of a trade, but after you take this class, you may say, wow, I took this class in Spanish. Do you know what I want to do? I want to be an interpreter. I want to take some college classes, or maybe not. So we talk a lot about options and what are the stackable credentials. So the trades are folded in there.
Any other questions from the audience? All right. Well, in that case, I would also like to take a moment to thank a couple of the people on our support team. First off, the staff of the City of Oregon City, in particular, City Manager Tony Conkle and Communications Manager Jared Lyman for their assistance in the planning process. I'd also like to thank Melody Ashford and the crew of Willamette Falls Media Studio for bringing out all of their fancy cameras and all the technical assistance to make sure you can hear me today. And last but not least, I also really need to thank our chamber ambassadors who showed up and volunteered to help make this event successful. And on that note, ambassadors, would you bring to the front the split the bucks for us? What's our total for today?
Can I say thank you to Tim?
$92 to our winner.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it back on. There we go.
Thank you, Tim.
And Mayor McGriff, would you be so kind as to draw our winning ticket?
Well, I put some in there, so I don't think I should be drawing, because I might draw my own thing.
Good.
I think I'm legit. I'll try it.
All right.
Okay. The bow tie. You got to trust the guy in a bow tie.
Let us have it.
436081. Yay!
Thank you all so very much for attending today. I hope to see you all again next year.
Nice job.
Live to fight another day.
Another day.